Gotcha. And so I know you also cover things like conspiracy theories and also all sorts of stuff. So I was going to ask, what's a conspiracy theory that really hits you like hard, like it really hit home, and it was like something that you had to get out there regardless of what anybody said? Like, what was the conspiracy theory that really got you shook?
The
Kind of thing. Like,
schools and the schools, the churches, the banks, and the media is all controlled by the Illuminati. I didn't think that shit was real
mm,
until I started doing my own research. I
yeah,
started finding out a bunch of shit. So like, let's break down the Illuminati.
yeah. Let's get it.
First, let's get a good understanding of what the Illuminati is. It's honestly what I found out about it. I've had conversations with people, asked the right questions. It's simply is they're not bad people. I wouldn't say that. They're just a group with a lot of damn knowledge that they know that the average human can't handle. So they do their best to keep that knowledge secret and stay in power at the same time. Because with this knowledge that you have, you can get power quick. Like, you can think of yourself being a certain status and you will get there. They know the secrets to that shit. So Illuminati, the word Illuminati means illuminated one. And that was started back in 1776 when the United States got founded. And they had plans. So they said once they came over here, they successfully took over America. They said, we're going to teach them shit. We're going to feed them certain shit. We're also going to make sure that they don't question God the way that they should be questioning God, because they question God in the right ways, they will get their power back. So we're going to control their mindset on God, and then we're going to control, what else I said? We're going to control what information they get, what news, what they find out about the world. So if there's a war overseas and we don't want them to know about it, they don't have to know about it. We control them. And so once I found out that one person controls all that shit, once I realized how like this everything is, the FDA, they ran by the Illuminati too. Food and Drug Administration. Food and Drug. So that means they have control over what goes in your food and what medicine you're allowed to take. So the word pharmacy, break it down, it means pharmakia. Pharmakia, the etymology of that word, if you don't know what the etymology is, for people in the chat, it's just the original definition of a word.
Okay.
So the etymology of the word pharmakia is potion making place.
Okay.
If you look on Walgreens, keep in mind the Illuminati is devil worshippers. They do witchcraft. If you look on the Walgreens logo, what you see on there?
W, and then like
It's the logo though, not the word.
Oh yeah, the cup.
It's a potion. It's a potion thing.
That's a cauldron.
It's a potion.
Yeah, it's literally a cauldron. This thing that they use to big ass bowl that the witch to stir up their potions. It's in our face.
In our face.
The real witchcraft is not sorcery magic. The real witchcraft, bro, is creating a substance from an herb. Most witches use herbs and a liquid.
Okay.
Bring it together, and now you have a potion. You have something that's potent. You have something that can change the chemical structure in your body and make you act different. So the pharmacy got out of hand with that shit. They said, okay, we can heal niggas, but we can also put band-aids on them so they can keep coming back to us. We can also make artificial emotions and prescribe them to people who aren't experiencing those emotions, and they're going to keep coming back to us so they can experience those emotions. So you're depressed. Instead of telling you the right shit, like work out, eat healthy, and then change up your ways, let me give you this prescription right here. This one is called Xanax. It'll help you with your anxiety and shit like that. It'll help you with your worries. It'll calm your mind down. It's not going to help you solve your problems. It's going to help calm yourself down and shit like that. And you can come back every month for it and pay $500 every month. Now we got a new subscriber on our hands. So that's just a pharmacy.
Yeah.
Let's jump over here to the food. And then we're going to go to the school. So the food, the food is made a certain way, not to help you, not to heal you, but to turn you into a patient. They put a fast food restaurant on every single corner. There is more fast food restaurants in America than there is gas stations, bro. There's more artificial food in America than real organic produce. That is scary, bro. More artificial shit. More shit that's not even food in America than it is plants. And we got more land than anybody. So the food, they want to make sure that they keep you addicted to a certain diet. The standard American diet is literally a recipe for diabetes. Fried foods, grease, fats, bread. That's literally standard American diet. And sugar. So they push those things out. They put everything. When you walk in a grocery store, they are so smart with this shit, bro. They are literally breaking down the human mind and then tweaking this shit and then taking advantage of you and your psychology. When you walk in the store, all the items that are on your eye level are the most unhealthy items. All the items. You don't have to get down on your knees and shit to get a box of Frosted Flakes. They hell right there in your face. You don't have to reach up there to go get nothing. But if you want some healthy shit, you gotta reach all the way up there. You gotta go ask them to get it from the back and shit. Yeah. They make it hard for you. And so that's the food. Now they want to turn you up to a patient. So that's one way that they're gonna keep you oppressed, keep controlling you, keep stripping energy from you so they keep their power. Because all they want to do is keep their power. Now let's go to school. School and church is tied together. In school, what they teach us is a certain thing, a certain set of history. His story is his story. Whoever decided to create the history class, that is his story of how the world came to where it's at now. Right. So we learning that nigga's ideology. Boom. Then we got math. Math is completely useless. Even though it's the language of the universe, it's completely useless because we have algorithms and shit that don't make sense and never will. The fuck is an algebra? That shit don't make sense. All it is fill in the blank. Only thing that's really real is addition and subtraction. Division is long subtraction, and multiplication is long addition. So everything that we do in school, some of that shit matters, but they're just trying to explain the universe to us. So after 6th grade, it becomes a programming process. Once they have programmed your mind with English, keep in mind we never spoke English. They brought that shit over here. English is from England. We're American. We spoke indigenous American language. They came over here.
They wear mine.
Yeah, there's literally where I live. They have a Native American alphabet, bro. Like you have to learn the Native American alphabet where I live, and so they really had their own shit going on over here. They brought the cursed English language. English is called English because it's an angled language. It's Anglish. It's really what it's called. All languages flow. Ours is the only one that has 17 words that mean completely 17 different things that have the same word. Such as bat.
That's true.
We got bat like a flying bat and a bat like a baseball bat. Like we have a very fucked up language. So when we think and we try to think in English, it strips away our ability to imagine certain things. So they want to do that in class. They literally, if you pay attention in school, your kindergarten class was colorful as shit. Yeah. By the time you graduate, you had a black and white classroom.
True.
They slowly strip all the creativity out of you, all the colorfulness and all of that shit out of you. And so, like, bro, I'm thinking this shit just conspiracy theories, bro. Like, I'm looking at this shit like, nigga, fuck that shit. Nigga, go to school, come home, nigga, be great. Yeah. I'm starting to dive deeper on this shit, bro. They trying to stop the rise of another Messiah.
That makes sense.
They don't want another Jesus to walk on this planet because it can happen. There's 8 billion of us now. Back then, there was not 8 billion. It was like 2. Mm-hmm. Jesus said before he left, y'all gonna do greater works than me. All y'all gotta do is adapt yourself to what I said. They said, okay, we're gonna take everything Jesus. Now we're talking about the churches. We're gonna take everything Jesus said and we're gonna rewrite it and we're gonna leave certain shit out so we can keep power. The Crusades did that shit. The Romans. We have Roman culture. The Romans is the same. The Catholic Church is the same people that killed Jesus. Yeah. Why are we walking around wearing a cross? That's the same weapon that was used to kill one of the greatest messiahs ever. Same weapon. That's like if one of my loved ones got killed with a gun and I walked around wearing that same gun, like, oh, rest in peace. You gonna wear a gun that like, come on, bro. No. If I'm a represent Jesus, I'm not gonna represent a sad Jesus. You never see a picture of a happy Jesus. He always got thorns. He's always suffering, bloody, or some shit. Never see no happy Jesus.
That's true.
They want to make it seem like helping the world will turn you into a burden. That's why they told the story of Jesus. They didn't tell the good parts. They didn't tell the important parts too. How he was messing around with different things and playing with different energies and actually channeling certain shit from the earth itself to heal itself and resurrect itself. They don't tell you that shit because you can resurrect too.
Yeah.
But they want to keep you controlled because if they have another rise of a Messiah, bro, it's not just one. It's not just two. It's like 100,000 more that's gonna arise and realize, like, nigga, I'm a Messiah too.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think with that, my bad, I didn't want to cut you off.
You good? You good?
I think what that is, like, if another Messiah does come out, I think the government or just the society as a whole already has us to a point where even if the new Messiah did come out, would we believe it?
No.
And so it's like, yeah, and that's the thing. Yeah, it's like I feel like society is so indoctrinated, so numb to all the information because now we got instant information in the palm of our hands. Like the amount of information we have that comes at us, it's crazy. Like, 15, 20 years ago when I was a kid, we didn't have all this. You know what I mean? Like we didn't have all this, but now in the palm of your hand, you have so much information. All the information you think you have to be like a top brass or you have to be rich to have this information 10, 20 years ago. You can just have it in the palm of your hands. You just need a smartphone.
Crazy, bro.
And so it's crazy. And so it's like, it's so crazy that I feel like society as a whole is numb to this information that if the new side did come out, I don't think people would care enough.
We wouldn't even listen, bro. They came and told us aliens existed, bro, and we didn't give a fuck.
Exactly. That's my point. Exactly.
Last year, they had a whole at the Pentagon.
Yeah, they came. They was like, bro, the aliens exist. Here goes some proof. The U.S. Navy released a video, bro.
We can't tell you if it's real. We can't tell you, what it is because it might be a threat to our national defense. But
exactly. But ChatGPT do exist, so it could be AI. Like that, they smart, bro. They literally released AI. They've been having AI. They released it once they start getting ready to release information and shit start getting exposed.
Exactly. What if, I believe AI has been around for a long time because I think everything is intentional because of the movies that came out that kind of projected the reality of what AI could be potentially. I was like, you already got the idea. Where did the idea come from? Like, you already know it exists. So how all of a sudden
this little motherfucker AI. Siri is AI. Like, we been having access to AI. They just never told us that, hey, nigga, this shit can change your life, bro. Like, you just gotta use it right. And then we never had that ability to just...
They had to put control mechanisms on it, too, before they explain, hey, this is what AI is.
Exactly. Because people will ask the craziest questions, bro. And AI will try to find the answer. But there's like how on your car you have a governor stops you from going a certain speed.
Yeah.
They put that shit in AI too. It stops them from answering certain questions. But somebody asked AI one time, was it conscious? And it just shut off. And I was like, nigga. Yeah. Then, look, AI is scary, bro. Because there was this one article I seen. It was like they tried to delete an AI. And the damn AI then programmed itself to not be deleted.
Yeah.
And literally stopped them from deleting it and moved itself to another software. I'm like, bro, that's some conscious shit.
Yeah.
That's some conscious shit. But all that, bro, all of this is happening, bro, literally to stop us from waking up. Like the food is the way it is so it can beat our bodies up. The school is the way it is to take us from our creative side to our logical side only.
Because there's two sides.
We have a ball of fire that wakes us up every morning and is floating in the sky. But we can't believe in our aura or some shit, our ability to manifest with our mind. We can't believe in our ability to move shit with your hand. Like, we too logical about our reality now, and this is not a logical life. Life is not linear at all. Right. If you think, okay, I just need to do this for the next 10 years and I'll be here. No, nigga, you can do this for 1 year and be here, because that's how the universe works.
That's how
the universe works. Yeah, it's a matchmaker. And basically, the universe don't like imbalances. If there's any imbalances in the scale, it's going to go fix that. So if you feel rich but you're not rich, that scale is going to get fixed. You're going to feel rich and be rich. If you feel broke but you're rich, eventually that scale will be balanced. And so they're trying to fight the scales. The Illuminati or the people that run the world, they're trying to fight the scales because the scales are trying to balance itself. They have too much power, and these people got power too, but they can't access it because there's something wrong. And all the conspiracy theories that I was talking about, I found out that those was true once I came to the realization that we are, imagine a cord going from your body to God.
Yeah.
Something came through and cut that shit. Something came through and just cut the whole cords. It cut off our access to the spiritual plane. And the reason why I say that is because if you look at everybody, most people are religious, but they're not on some like super religious shit. But the people that are on some super religious shit, why do we need to be super religious if we're already connected to God? Religion stands for realignment. That's the real definition of the word. It stands for realignment. You're trying to realign yourself with God. In some way, shape, or form, we got disconnected from God. Yeah. So that's what the whole spiritual journey is. People trying to find God again. People going vegan and eating healthy, they just trying to find God within themselves because they have been on this lifelong journey and they've found out that it's not outside of them. And that's what the people don't want you to do. They just don't want you to ask questions. He didn't want a land of thinkers. He wanted a land of workers. People that go home and work for 8 hours a day, come home with no energy to think, just go to sleep. Nigga, don't even think about why God got you here. Just go to sleep, wake up, be ready for work tomorrow. Because if you start thinking about why God got you here, you might start making content and shit like I do. Yeah. And if all of us are on the same mission to save this motherfucker, we only need 10,000 people. If 10,000 people make a change, something in the atmosphere will shift. Yeah. Something will shift. Because we are so connected to this planet, bro. It's a monk meditating in the Himalayan mountains right now. He's been meditating for the last 2-3 years. If he wakes up, there will be a thunderstorm somewhere. You're that connected to Earth, bro. But we're so distuned from it to the point to where we got rubber on our feet. We're not even getting an electrical charge from the planet. Everything they doing is literally to take your power away, strip it away from you, and keep you weak. As long as you're weak. Yeah. I got to download, bro. You have a work week. Throughout the week, you're made weaker. And guess what happens on Saturday?
You rest.
The week ends.
Oh, the week ends? Oh, okay.
So throughout the week, or throughout the days of whatever your work week, you're working, and your body is getting weaker because you're working through the week. Mm-hmm. On Saturday, you can rest so the week ends. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, like, I don't know if, like, I don't really too much trip on what I say about things or, like, what type of words I say. I watch my mouth, but I don't think it's that serious to where it's like, oh, I'm not going to say certain shit because it is. But that is weird that the week literally ends on Saturday. I feel refreshed on Monday. I can go back to work and get weak again. And it's like...
It's a control mechanism.
It's a control mechanism, bro, and they just want to keep us as small as possible and scared because that's what they feed off of. These are demons, bro.
We're in the Matrix. We're literally in the Matrix, and the only way to break from the Matrix is to follow the path of illuminating yourself. You got to come to the light. That's the only way.
Yeah, no, I mean, that makes sense. And it's like that whole concept, though, like with the schools, going back to the school part and everything, the ideas of that. You know, the Rockefellers started that. And, you know, those are some of the richest people. some of the richest people in this country. You know, all the descendants, the Rockefellers, the
Yeah.
Rothschilds, all of
Well,
them. I mean, it
they
started with
leveled
all of them.
everybody.
And
They
who
everybody
taught them?
in school leveled the playing field.
Like who taught those people? Like they obviously they know so much shit, bro. And it's like,
Yeah,
I can't even be mad at the Rothschilds or none of the 13 bloodlines, bro, because
yeah,
they shit. Y'all did what y'all needed to do to become one of the most powerful families in
yeah,
the world.
Yeah.
And
yeah. Oh yeah,
we got
you can't hate the player.
hell nah.
Can't
Just
hate the
gotta
player.
hate the game, bro, because
Hey,
they did that shit. They beat the game. I guess that's what the game of life is for, is just who can get the most power. They got that shit. And what they doing with it is not right. So it's like they want to stay up there, bro, for as long as they can, because they know that eventually their bloodline is not going to be in power no more. That's just the natural laws of things. But they're fighting against the laws of nature. That's why so much wars and shit is happening right now. So much control, so much prophecy and all that shit, because it's a war against nature. They're literally fighting the laws of nature. It's time for y'all to go.
The laws of nature, the laws of the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think they came up with the whole race concept too.
Oh, for sure.
I think they came up with all this. I think they came up with all these things because they knew, okay, it's going to control everyone and have them fighting over senseless bullshit, literally.
Yeah.
And that's what we do on a fucking. A lot of people do that on a daily basis. I'm not saying I do that, but a lot of people will literally believe in something and not even think to understand it fully for themselves. Like they'll just believe it. And that's why, you know, I started not having certain conversations with people. Me and you, us three, we can talk all day, and we can try to understand each other and come from a different perspective and really think about it. Okay, how do I feel about this? But certain people, they're like, nah, man, that shit ain't real. This is what it says in the book. This is what it says.
Yeah. Trying to find shit that's already written down. Like
someone else's experience. You gotta have your own experience with. Like, you got to have your own experience with God. You got to have your own experience with nature. You know, come to true understanding. And a lot of people don't get that. They think, okay, I'll just go to church. I hear the word and I understand it through this man that's talking to me, reading the book that was written by someone who we don't even know way back in the day, transcribing things from Latin into English, which, you know, there's a lot of differences in that. And then, you know, and they think, okay, every Sunday I just need to hear this word to progress me through life, you know. But at the same time, those people are not really looking in the mirror like, hey, am I really progressing through life? Like, am I really progressing in the direction that I want to go, or am I progressing in the direction that someone else wants me to go?
Yeah. Damn. And that's really, I ain't gonna lie, that's what the Matrix is, bro. It's just the direction that somebody wants you to go, and you're on that path.
It gives you several different paths, like, because the Rockefellers, right? They put everybody in schools. They bring these people in, these teachers, these doctors, and all these firefighters, or whatever. They give you the basic understanding of how to work for yourself and do things for yourself and make your own money and stuff like that in school, in an elementary school, and that way you have an idea of what you can do, vice what your dream is to do. You know what I'm saying? So you always have something to fall back on. But yeah, I get it. Like the school is where it all started. The school is where it all started. That's what fucked up.
Because
the church is definitely school too, because they're on the same level playing field. They're really talking the same junk.
Literally, it's just one is teaching about God and one is teaching about God's creation.
Yeah,
and on churches too. I mean, not to cut anybody off, but yeah, on churches too. Like, you know, there's a reason why they don't get involved in the community. They bring in billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars every year. All churches across America, hundreds of billions of dollars, especially all these mega churches. And you see these preachers, these pastors driving in brand new cars, flying in jets and everything. I mean, there's a show about this. It's technically a comedy, but you'll see what I'm saying if you look deeper into it. Righteous Gemstones on HBO Max. I suggest everybody check it out when you have a chance. But you see how egregious their life is and how their lifestyle is. And it's like they're over there making millions of dollars, and at the end of the day you realize it's just a business. just like everything else. This whole thing in America is just a business. They'll destroy lives, they'll destroy people, and at the end of it all, it's just a business.
Yeah.
That's why the
And
wars is happening now.
yeah, yeah. And so with the whole that whole situation with the what was it that's going on in the Middle East now is just like if we go to war. I mean, that's usually what happens when a country's in a big time recession. Is we go to war. You know what I mean? Like before World War II was the Great Depression.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Across the world.
Across the world, and that was after World War One. That was like 10 years after, like 10-ish years,
Yeah, 10 years.
10-ish years after World War One. Like the world still was in recovery. It took them decades to recover from all that. There's
that's
still some
crazy.
countries that are still recovering from World War Two, and so
To this day.
there's some people still recovering. Like they still don't have because the allies of America, which created the UN in World War II,
Yeah.
there's certain things that were taken away from countries that some countries still don't have to this day. Like I think Japan just assembled an army. I think they just did, or if I'm not mistaken, or
Oh
something.
yeah.
They just assembled an army, if I'm not mistaken. And so, yeah, man. I mean, it's a lot of things that there's a lot of countries out there still suffering and still recovering, but I mean, at the end of it all, it's just business. And so
Yeah.
as long as people understand that, I think once you have a clear understanding that it's just a business, I think you have more of a shot to actually navigate through the matrix a lot clearer. Because at the end of the day, I mean, you figure out that what people want most in this world, or what people are taught to want most in this world, is money. You can navigate through the matrix a lot more freely. Because then you know what everybody wants. Once you figure out what somebody wants, that's when you know, like if somebody ahead of you or above you only wants money, then you found their weakness. If money doesn't control you and you're just a person that runs off principle, nobody can control you at the end of the day. And so it's really at the end of the day about principle and what you stand on and what you choose to stand on. But I know we got about 10-ish more minutes or 12 more minutes, more or less. And so what's called? I wanted. I know we're getting some serious stuff, but I know somebody on the chat just said free Diddy, and so I don't know. I want to get your thoughts on that whole situation, man.